Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is the and it's Darius Carr playing big on the offensive end, and now with the big-time defensive play, skying to get that block. And somewhere in that mayhem, it went off the body of a Cavalier, and so it'll be Vikings basketball as Dent Smith forces the turnover up to Woods. He's at the basket, can't get it to go. Dent Smith there to finish it. So he gets the steal and gets the score. Good play there by Jeremy Dent Smith. And the Cavaliers trying to build some momentum as Carr is going to be called for a travel. Slipped in the corner, and it's going to be Cavaliers possession. Woods has it in the middle as the Cavaliers set up. Dent Smith feeling it long off the back of the rim. And the Vikings no good on the long-range attempt, so back to the Cavaliers it'll go. It's going to be a foul here. Cavaliers with it at the top. It's Piperberg left side to Woods, and he gets it right back. Pipersburg, the big man for the Cavaliers, is going to work closer to the basket and hit the pull-up jumper. As I was just going to say, it's a little bit out of his range, handling it up above the three-point line. He got right into his range and then knocked down the jump shot. Good play there from Andrew Pipersburg. Vikings coming back with it, using the screen, and unable to get the three to go that time was Tyler Rollinson. But still, though, yeah, no good on the layup attempt. Nelson picks it up, looking left side for Woods, has it taken away. Up ahead to Bowden. Bowden's going to throw the lob. It's up and in. Darius Carr gets the layup to go. Bowden threw it a little out of the reach for Carr to get a dunk, but Carr with the good adjustment able to just tap it in for the layup. And an 11-6 lead here now for the Vikings. Coleman answers with the three from the left side, right in front of this pro Serra crowd. Carr attacking the basket's going to be fouled on the pass off, and it'll be out of bounds to the Vikings. Fouls on Dent Smith as we have a sub now for the Vikings. JQ Strong into the game. Bowden holding it for the Vikings with 25 on the shot clock. Looks inside and finds an assist and a layup for the Vikings. Vikings still holding the lead here, up by 4, 13-9. As we close in on a minute here to go in the first quarter. Woods feeling it, can't get it to go. Long off the rebound. Bowden comes up with it. Carr left side. Reese Dixon Waters can't get his to go. Long rebound on the long shot, and Bowden's going to work. He's got Pipersburg, the big man for the Cavaliers, on him. And Pipersburg doing a good job of staying in front of him. Nelson comes over to help, deflects it. It's going to be out of bounds. Still going to be in Vikings possession, but a good play there from Pipersburg, getting caught up in the switch, but being able to stay in front of a highly touted young prep player in Nick Bowden. We've got another timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Vikings. And we'll check back in with you with the end of the first quarter. Thirteen to 9 with 56.3 left to play here in the first quarter. Delray League basketball. Cavaliers and Vikings. Nick Bowden using the screen. He's going to work around it and hit the three. And he's got a little something to say about it afterwards, too. Nick Bowden's fired up, and he's got reason to with his Vikings up by 7 here. Nelson left side. Tommy Adesiji into the game for the Cavaliers has got it. Brandon Clay also came into the game at the last break for Pipersburg. He set the screen there for Dent Smith. The floater off the contact, unable to get it to go. Cavaliers offensive rebound though. 10 on the clock. Coleman can't get it to go. Clay stripped underneath and running again are the Vikings. Big time slam. It's Darius Carr to end the first quarter, and the Vikings are playing some good basketball here in the first quarter. They've got a 9-point lead. It's 18 to 9 as we head to the second quarter. Second quarter action is going to start with Cavaliers possession. Coleman, Dent Smith, Clay Nelson, and Adesiji. What they ended the first with is what the Cavaliers come in the second with. And Coleman's three-point attempt is going to bounce up and over the backboard out of bounds. It'll be back to the Vikings. Tyler Rollison, Reese Dixon, Waters, Damian McDowell, who was there attacking the basket, turned it over. Darius Carr, who had the big first quarter for the Vikings. And let's see who our last player is on the court. See a number 5 on the court. I don't have a name for him yet. Clay in the middle, can't get his lefty layup to go. Comes up with the offensive rebound, sticks that one in and gets the foul. It'll be an opportunity for 3 here, a big play for the Cavaliers as they try to claw their way back into this game. It's going to be Clay going to the line for one, and it's J.Q. Strong, who is number 5 for the Vikings, the 5th man on the court for them. Clay can't get the free throw to go, so 7-point game here, 18-11, 7-10 left to go in the half. Into the corner it goes, 3-point attempt from Carr is no good. Clay comes up with it. Then Smith attacking the defense, slips, can't get his shot up to the rim. And now the Vikings have an attempt. And it's going to be a double dribble call. I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that ball was deflected, but the Cavaliers will take it. Carr attacking the basket. Coleman slid over to help. Gave a swipe. Looked like he might have gotten a piece of the ball, but the ref didn't see it, so Cavaliers ball. Coleman's going to leave. And in is Laquan Cole. Dama Woods and Trevor Williams also into the game as Woods throws it over. He and Adesiji not quite on the same page. Pick and roll 3-point attempt is no good. Adesiji rebounds and pushes, but has it poked from behind. That was Rollison that got a hand on it. He still got it. He's looking inside. He finds a man, but there's going to be a 3-second call before McDowell could get his shot up on the rim. And so a turnover for the Vikings. They're also going to have a sub. Darius Carr is finally going to take a seat after having a hot first half for the Vikings. Austin Williams is going to be in to take his place as the Cavaliers set up their offense. Coach Bernard McCrumbie calling out plays from the bench. Adesiji's going to launch before they get into their offense. Can't get it to go. And Nick Bowden back into the game for the Vikings. He also was hot in that first quarter for the Vikings. And the Cavaliers will need to keep a close eye on him. Here he is with it. He's going to launch from deep. Off the back of the rim, Clay comes up with the rebound and finds Woods for the outlet. Clay finds Woods again. Can't hit the three, though. That time finding him in the half-court set. Woods a little long off the back. Bowden now working. Trying to shake Cole. Instead, he finds his man on the left side for the three. That's J.Q. Strong showing the range for the Vikings as their lead pushes to 10. Williams looking for Woods that time underneath the basket. Can't find him. Instead finds the sideline. It's going to be a turnover for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are going to make some changes. Pipersburg back into the game. And we're seeing for the first time tonight, Carson Dean getting some action for the Cavaliers as well. Fall away jumper, no good. That time Dixon Waters working on Woods. And on the rebound attempt, we're going to have a foul. Strong is going to pick up that foul for the Vikings. Cavaliers have got to find some consistency on offense, and before I could even say it, just a sloppy play that time, throwing the ball away before they could even get into an offensive set and give themselves a chance at the basket. And it's hurting the Cavaliers here with only 11 points on the board. They're not doing a bad job on defense, although they do there. Lucky that there was no call there as Rollison was attacking the basket. Cavaliers are going to get it back, but they've got to be sharper with the ball. They've got to find a way to attack this Vikings defense if they want a chance to win this game. They've got to pull closer before we get to halftime. This is a strong Vikings team. 10 might be too much as Bowden jumps the lane here as Dean tried to get it over to Williams. Over to Cole. And Nick Bowden with the steal and the score. And the offensive end is just not clean for the Cavaliers. And it's hurting them. They're down 23-11 with 3:45. They're going to take a timeout. And we'll be back with you with the end of this first half. And now we're being told there was no timeout call. Some sort of miscommunication there. So we're going to get right back to action here in the second quarter. 3:45, like I said, 23-11 game. Cavaliers down by 12. Pipersburg with it at the top. Woods left side. Christopher Sweet back into the game after starting with the other four seniors. As Dent Smith gets to his left hand and gets the layup to go. Slow and in control. Jeremy Dent Smith getting around the corner and getting a lefty layup to go. Sweet with the hand on the ball. And there's going to be a travel. Good defense that time by the Cavaliers. First the good hands by Sweet, then the good help defense from Pipersburg, forcing a turnover. Cavaliers with possession again. Cole to Woods as the Vikings jump out and try to trap. Dent Smith's open. Launches the three, rattles in and out. Can't get it to go. Chris Sweet has his shot blocked from behind. Pipersburg fighting for it and getting it back up and in. Another good play from the Cavaliers. Another good play from Pipersburg. This time on the offensive end with the hustle, the grit, and then the strength to get it to go. And now Dent Smith getting the hand to the lane. He's going to pull up for a three. Can't get it to go. Chris Sweet with the offensive rebound. He can't get his to go. Then we're going to have a foul. And some extracurriculars as well. Chris Sweet getting into it a little bit down there underneath the basket. And it looks like the gentleman for the Vikings was Austin Williams. I don't think there was anything too malicious, just two guys fighting for a rebound. And it got a little physical out there. It's been a physical game so far. And so it got a little physical on that play, and maybe somebody had something to say afterwards. Nothing too bad. Cooler heads prevailing. No Kansas State situation. We do have a discussion here between the referees. We have both coaches up and trying to intervene in that referee's conversation as we wait on a verdict from this bit of extracurricular activity. Probably the best way I can put it. Coach McCrumbie still got his team by the bench. speaking to them. St. Bernard's is on, their 5 is on the court, actually speaking to one of the referees. And now we have both coaches speaking to one of the referees. 2:26 left to go here in the first half as we have a bit of a delay. It's a 23-15 game. Advantage to the Vikings. They've been strong all half. Offensively, defensively, Cavaliers have been shaky up and down, enough to keep themselves relatively close in this game. Looks like we had a technical foul called as Nick Bowden steps to the free throw line with nobody around him. He gets the first one to go. So it seems like we had flagrant foul called on the Cavaliers. I believe that was on Christopher Sweet. And now we have Damo Woods on the other side shooting free throws with nobody around him. Misses the first, gets the second to go. And we're going to have one more quick delay as the table tries to figure out exactly what was called. And as soon as they do, I'll get that relayed to me so I can let you guys know what's going on. So we've got a 25-16 game. Cavaliers are going to stay in possession. We will get that foul situation sorted out for you as soon as we can. As Cole gives it to Pipersburg into the corner to Woods. The pump fake gets himself open, but short on the three-point jumper. It falls out of bounds to the Vikings. Fading away, and I've been able to get the jumper to go, but being fouled was Dixon Waters. Going to that fadeaway again, and he's going to have an opportunity at 2. Second free throw is good. And indeed, on that last skirmish, little skirmish that we had double flagrant fouls. Were called on number 23 for the Cavaliers, Andrew Pipersburg. And number 12 for the Vikings, Austin Williams. So that was why we had the separate unimpeded free throws. 10-point lead now for the Vikings, 133, and the Cavaliers turn it over again. Adesiji looking for Clay. Vikings running the other way, and they're going to get a free throw opportunity. Back into the game and attacking the basket that time was Darius Carr. Couldn't get the layup to go, but he was fouled. He'll be shooting 2. cars in the game with Damian McDowell, Nick Bowden, Tyler Rollinson, and Reese Dixon Waters as he gets the first to go. Entering the game for the Cavaliers, Z Nelson replacing Tomi Adesiji, who just made that turnover looking for Brandon Clay. Clay is in the game as well as Andrew Pipersberg, Christopher Sweet, and Jeremy Dent-Smith. Those are the lineups with 1:28 left to go here. 2 of 3 from the line, so 28-16 is our score. Cavaliers once again finding themselves in a little bit of trouble. Good pass that time from Sweet. Pipersberg lost it on his way up. Another big-time missed opportunity for the Cavaliers, and it goes right back to the bite 'em. Spotting up and knocking down the three is Damian McDowell. In a big-time shift, it's a 15-point game now. Talking about an easy 2 for the Cavaliers and then giving up the quick 3, maybe because of it, for the Vikings. And that's 5 points, makes it a 10-point game instead of what we're sitting at, a 15-point game. Coach McCrumbie is not going to stand for it no matter what. Pipersberg leaves the game. Matt Coleman is in to replace him. Vikings making some subs as well. Nick Bowden's going to leave the game. JQ Strong is in. Also coming in was Malachi Roach as the Vikings come up with a steal. Nice move attacking the basket, getting the layup to go that time. It was Reese Dixon Waters. Dent-Smith is going to answer immediately. Gets the layup to go with the left hand plus the contact. Good move that time by Jeremy Dent-Smith. I believe that last foul was on Malachi Roach. Excuse me, he is not on, oh, excuse me, yes, he was on the court. Bowden just came in for Roach, who picked up that last foul. Dent-Smith gets the free throw to go and cuts the lead to 14. 30 seconds left to go here in the half. 22 on the shot clock. So 7 or 8 second difference. Cavaliers should have one more possession. Need to rebound though. Granted, they forced the miss. Bowden probing. Kicks it cross court. 3-point attempt is good. Cavaliers can't buy a stop. It's Damian McDowell knocking it down from the corner. Dent-Smith trying to answer and has his shot blocked. Darius Carr that time getting a hand on it. And this is not the first half that we wanted to see. If you're a Cavalier fan, it's a 36-19 game. St. Bernard's Vikings leading the Serra Cavaliers here on senior night. Lots of work to be done. We're going to have a 10-minute intermission, and then we'll be back with second half basketball here from the Dewan D. Hurt Memorial Gymnasium. and gentlemen, welcome back. It's at the voice of here with second half action between St. Bernard's Vikings and your Serra Cavaliers. Cavaliers down by 17 to start the second half here, 36-9. the Cavaliers settle into their own zone defense. Ball into bounds underneath and battled for it. It's going to be a kick ball going against the Vikings. And so possession changes Cavaliers basketball. It's a long road back if the Cavaliers want to get back into this game. If they do, they've got to do it now. Clay with the offensive rebound throws it out into the corner, and there's no one waiting for it there except the bench. Trevor Williams was in the corner and relocated himself a little higher up along the key. Clay let that one go before he had fully looked to see who he was throwing it to. And another unforced turnover for the Cavaliers. It's not helping their cause. Down here by almost 30. And it is 30 now. They've got to get stops. They've got to get scores. There is time. I've seen it happen, ladies and gentlemen. 30 points in a quarter is not impossible. Get a couple of those to go for you. Get a couple of calls like that to go for you. Looked like a clean steal there from Pipersburg. Instead, they're going to call it on Kelly with a push from behind. You've got to get everything to go right for you. They can get everything to go right for them, but right now it's not. Cavaliers need stops and scores. Three's not hitting for them from guys that we have seen consistently knock down three-point shots. And the defense is just not quite there as the Vikings here again with good ball movement, and they find an open shot. This is what they've been doing all game. This time it's Nick Bowden knocking it down from the left side for three. Dan Smith trying to get it cross court, and Bowden there again, this time with the deflection. Substitution for the Cavaliers. LaCon Cole is going to leave. Tyler Mapp into the game. Dan Smith now getting it from Pipersburg, and Pipersburg is going to set the screen for him. Switches sides, Dan Smith gets around, leaves it off, and the three-point attempt is up and good. Trevor Williams, finally one of those buckets that the Cavaliers so desperately needed. It's a 30-point game with 35 on the shot clock. Vikings trying to answer quickly, can't get it to go. Soft rebound comes down to Williams. Cavaliers going to hold for one shot here if they can. Dan Smith hands it off to Williams, who gives it up to Pipersburg. Right back to Williams, who gives it up to Dan Smith, curling off the left side. He's working on Bowden. He takes it away from him. He's got time on the clock. Bowden's going to stop for the three-point attempt. Before he gets his shot off, he's going to be called for a travel as he sort of let that ball go and ran underneath it. Referee blows his whistle, calls a travel. 0.4 on the clock. Cavaliers turn it over. No chance for a shot, though, for the Vikings. This third quarter is over. The score is 59-29 as we head to the fourth quarter. St. Bernard's Vikings leading your Serra Cavaliers. Will be back after a quick intermission. fourth and final quarter live from the Dewan D. Hurt Memorial Gymnasium here on the campus of Serra High School in Gardena. Delray League basketball. Serra Cavaliers and the St. Bernard's Vikings. And a little bit more of the same, a turnover here for the Cavaliers. As number 1 for the Vikings, Daryl Edwards, is going to receive a warning for a little bit of talk that occurred after that last play. Vikings still going to be in possession with it as they turn it over, though. Cavaliers almost give it right back. Woods chases it down, though, gets to the basket, gets the layup to go. It was MJ Fulcher coming up with that steal that time. Somehow got the ball to Woods, and Woods able to get the layup to go. Mike is going to take their time as Dixon Waters has it at the top. Picks up his dribble, uses his body to create a little bit of space. Can't get his fall-away jumper to go. But a second chance opportunity does go. This time it's Damian McDowell who gets his jumper to go. Alma Woods getting into the paint. Gets bottled up. Gets it back and again trying to get into the paint. This time has it stripped away from him. Vikings running the other way. Carr can't get his layup to go. And the Cavaliers in possession. Sparks trying to push through the defense. Ends up drawing the foul. Daryl Edwards is going to be the one that picks it up. Woods is going to pull up from deep, short off the front of the rim. Bounces around a couple of times, and rebound comes down to the Vikings. Carr leaking out, can't get his dunk to go. As he caught that one leaking out. No dribble, tried to gather and finish, couldn't get it to go. Bounced off the back of the rim. Knapp is going to set out for the three. No good. Rebound comes to Dixon Waters. He's got it back. And looking into the corner, open for a second was McDowell. Open now is Dixon Waters. Can't get his three-point attempt to go. Woods racing back into the defense. Can't get the layup to go. No call with the contact. Off the rim, out of bounds. And back to the Vikings, 61-31. 5:36 as Woods leaves the game. Jeremy Dent-Smith back in. Matt Coleman and Merez Sills, Carson Dean, Tommy Adesiji, and Z Nelson. So a whole new five for the Cavaliers. Adesiji, Coleman, Dent-Smith, Dean, and Z Nelson. Daryl Edwards, Tyler Rollinson, Nick Bowden, J.Q. Strong, and Damian McDowell are the five for the Vikings. And Dent-Smith is going to take a seat. Merez Seals is now the fifth man for the Cavaliers. Three-point attempt, no good. Nelson comes down with the rebound. Gonna be foul. Cavaliers with possession. Coleman with it at the top. 30-point game as Dean barely gets it over to Coleman, who finds Seals into the corner. 3-point attempt up and good. Tommy Adesiji with the 3-pointer for the Cavaliers from the corner. The travel called as we had a slip. JQ Strong trying to get to the basket as he went into his gather. Feet gave out from underneath him. And so it'll be called for the travel. I was beginning to say I think we can all call this one, ladies and gentlemen, with 4:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 27-point game. Cavaliers have got to build. They've got to build on what they've learned from this experience as Nelson turns it over and then gives the foul. Daryl Edwards coming up with the steal. But I definitely know that this will be a big time game that Coach Bernard McCrumbie is going to want to talk to the Cavaliers about. And I know he started already. As the jumper's no good. Offensive rebound for the Vikings. The kick-out drive, get into the basket, and ending up with the foul that time was Damian McDowell. As he ran over the Cavaliers defender, he's going to be called for the offensive foul. He's always going to leave, also going to leave the game, And to take his place is Malachi Roach. Coleman's going to pull up and launch. He can't get it to go. A couple of Cavaliers around there, but it's JQ Strong coming down with the rebound. Roach probing that baseline, trying to find a shooter. Has the ball deflected out of bounds. At 25 on the shot clock, it'll be with the Vikings. We played a complete game offensively and defensively, this St. Bernard's team, who definitely is one of the top teams in the South Bay this year as they turn it over. Coleman coming up with the steal. Dean coming up with the attempt at the basket. He's going to be fouled, and at the free throw line shooting two. Darius Carr comes up with the foul that time. But this is a very good St. Bernard's team, and they came out and they showed it today. Putting the pressure on the Cavaliers early, hitting their shots in an away gym. Get into the basket at will. But honestly, it's been on the defensive end. Cavaliers with only 34 points on the board here. 61's not unusual for a high school game, but 35 is not going to win you a lot of them. And so that was the problem here for the Cavaliers. They were able to create some opportunities for themselves and just couldn't knock down shots in certain situations as Carson Dean comes up with the steal and is going to be at the line shooting again as he draws the foul. But I'd love to see what this St. Bernard's team can do in the playoffs. And honestly, to close this Delray League, I believe they still have another matchup with highly touted St. Anthony's High School, who the Cavaliers lost their first league game to on the road. So some exciting basketball still left here in the Delray League with 2:50 left to go on the clock in this one at 61-35 after Dean's free throw attempts. And Kelly with the rebound, but turns it right over. After getting the steal, Williams has his shot blocked. Adesiji's going to pull up for three, can't get it to go. Seals up and over the back of Daryl Edwards. He's going to be called for it. That'll be Perez Seals picking up that foul.
Foul charge to the Cavaliers. That way, Seals is 17 points. In the game, number 14, Alexis Maria, number 5, J.P. Strong.
Vikings going to make a sub. It's Alexis Maria coming into the game for the Vikings. As the free throw is no good for the Vikings. Cavaliers rebound off the 1-and-1 attempt. Coleman and Kelly back to Coleman. Swings the left side, thought is CG. And there's going to be a foul call after contact that way. Tommy gets the first to go. Two for two from the line. With 2:10 left to go here in the game. Driving to the basket, running into some trouble that time was Edwards, and then ends up throwing it out of bounds as he was looking for Cameron Butler in the corner. Their connection was not on the same wavelength, and the turnover for the Vikings. 1:50 left to go here. Coleman with it. Inside the Seals, who looks further in than Kelly. Trying to power over the defense. Second attempt almost goes with the contact. Just rolls off the rim. And so it'll be a two-point attempt. Two free throws, for AJ and Kelly. Cameron Butler is going to pick up that foul. And he's short on the first free throw. For 2 from the line goes in Kelly. Cavaliers' next game will be on Saturday, January 25th. That is tomorrow at 3 p.m. They will be playing against Arcadia. I will try to get you all some info on where that game is being played. I know that's not a league game, so maybe a tournament or a showcase of some sort for the Cavaliers. They'll be taking on Arcadia High School as there's a three-pointer knocked down by Alexis Maria from the corner. After Arcadia, it'll be back to league basketball on the 29th of January. That'll be a Wednesday. Cavaliers will be at home hosting St. Anthony's High School. And then after that, 2 away games at Bishop Montgomery and at Cantwell Sacred Heart. So Arcadia tomorrow, but we'd love for you guys to come back and join us on Wednesday night, the 29th of January, as the Cavaliers finish out their home tour, so to speak, against St. Anthony's High School. That game will tip off at 7 p.m. 2 on the shot clock. Vikings are just going to eat it with 26.6 left on the clock. It's a 64-37 game, so moot point. Three-point attempt is good by Adesiji. But too little too late today for the Cavaliers as they were overwhelmed by the St. Bernard's Vikings. They're going to come into the Cavaliers' house and come out with a 24-point win and a late second launch there by Austin Williams. With a insult to injury there. Nonetheless, it's 64-40 as our final. Cavaliers drop this Delray League match to the Vikings. They fall to 1-4 in league play. As we mentioned, they'll be facing off against Arcadia High School tomorrow. If you follow us at The Voice Of, at TheVoiceOf, at The Voice Of on Twitter, we will definitely be sure to get you guys some information on that Arcadia game. We'll also be able to get you guys some information on that next home game against St. Anthony's High School. We should be in the gym for that one. Should have a live stream available for everybody. And it should be another good event here at Serra High School. On behalf of my engineer, Mark Alston, our coach, Bernard McCrumbie, and everybody involved in this process, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here from the Dewan D. Hurt Memorial Gymnasium, where the Cavaliers fall for a final of 64-40 to St. Bernard's High School. That's going to be it for us tonight, folks. I'd like to thank you for joining us. Wherever you are, have a great weekend. Be safe. And go Cavaliers.